Daughters by Kirsty Capes, published by the Overlook Press, and this is narrated, I listened to it as an audiobook narrated by Ryan Lawton and Amber Gadd, and Amber particularly has to wrestle with quite a few accents, which makes this quite an entertaining listen. The plot is set mainly partly in London, and then it goes on to Phoenix, and there's a road trip that goes across to San Francisco. So this is a story, obviously, of daughters, and these are two grown-up women who are now dealing with the death of their mother, and their eventual trip is taking her ashes because she wants to be thrown into a canyon on the west coast or in western USA. And their Aunt Caroline, so Ingrid Olssen, the artist's sister, is arranging a retrospective in San Francisco. And this is not an ideal solution because Ingrid Olssen always created her work and made it art for art's sake. So the idea of having a retrospective, being collectible, paying money for her work was an anathema to her. So this is a story of the two daughters who were brought up by Ingrid Olssen, and their father and mother divorced, and neither of them really wanted the children. So they were stuck with their mother, who often just disappeared to her studio, for hours, days on end, and really didn't pay any attention to the kids. And it was very neglectful, it was almost abusive. In fact, Nora, who is the younger one, there was a shooting incident and she had to be hospitalised. The older one, Mattie, she often looked after Nora. There's 9 years difference between the two of them. And this is the story of them coming to terms with their difficult childhood, whilst taking their mother's ashes, then on a road trip to see the retrospective. And it's a very interesting story, really, of two young women. Mattie had Beanie when she was a teenager. Nora has always had really severe mental health problems. And as a threesome, they decided to set off and kind of find some level where they can actually sort of appreciate each other, live together as two sisters and a niece and daughter, and just kind of find some reconciliation. And so it's very well written, it's very interesting from the psychological point of view. It is perhaps a little bit long, I think, and the ending is a little bit drawn out, but the writing is really excellent. It's very colourful, there is some humour, and it's also quite poignant. So if you're looking for something that has a really interesting take on mental health and insight into psychological awareness, that also takes you across to the west coast of America, and is based in London, then I think this would be a really good one to pick up.